Having a acreage and animals and a large garden is a lot of work, and so today we have a family work day. It's a rare day where we are all home except for my son who has to go to work in a little bit, but he's here right now and we have the opportunity to get some projects done around the house. So I thought I'd show you what it's like trying to maintain and to keep up a homestead. The first job of the day is to take the wood that is left from last year in our woodshed and to move it into our basement and to stack it in the storage area that we have for it there. This way we are prepared for the fall to use our wood stove. We do have an electric furnace, but we prefer to use our wood stove, just it's more economical with the price of electricity, and we prefer the heat of it as well. I usually help the kids and my husband, but I was excused from it today, thankfully, to go do some other things because it is quite hard and physical work. Even with 6 or 7 people, it takes quite a while. Then once the woodshed is empty, this wood here, which is softwood, which is trees or from trees on our property that were taken down, my husband and kids have been working on that. That will get stacked in the woodshed next. And then we have another pile of wood, which is 2 cords of hardwood, which we purchased, and this wood will also need to go in the shed, but probably not today. My first job for today is to take care of these tomatoes behind me in our greenhouse. They've done really well. They're quite tall, and I've waited too long to support them. Originally the first plan was to attach them to the top and kind of support them that way, but they're too far from that main post up there, or that main pole. So what that means, let me open this, is that wasn't going to work. So the second plan was to use a cattle panel down the middle. However, they're very expensive. They're 16 feet, which we would need like 1.5. And so that plan went out the window. So now I was going to use these bamboo stakes that I had to support them, but I found something when I went to get some more of them at the store. I found these metal poles, but they're coated in plastic, and they have these little, let's see if the camera will focus here, little like bumps on them that I feel like it's gonna hold the string, I think, a little bit better. And so I got 12 of these, so I need to take those bamboo stakes out and they'll go to the other ones that are outside the garden. I need to put these in and I need to string them up and maybe do a little bit of pruning. I have done some pruning already, just trying to keep the leaves off the ground so that there's no disease. But I am gonna just check everything and make sure that there's nothing like progressing, no disease anywhere. And then try supporting them and stringing them up. I got this, I'll link it down below. And it's almost like a t-shirt material. It's a bit stretchy, it's very soft. And I decided to go with this instead of just string because it's gonna give a little bit of space as they grow, as well as with the wind, because we do get high winds at times. And I think it's just gonna make it supportive, but a little bit more forgiving than if it was like a twine or something that might damage the stem. So let's do this. Looking through here, it looks like we have some things growing, which is great. Where did that go? Here we go. There's some candlelight peppers already growing. And there was a tomato I saw. Look at that. There's a couple little tomatoes, which is great. So I'm just going to continue pruning and then I can get to the tying up. All right, that took a lot longer than I thought to get the first one done. I have to keep stepping out too because it's very, very humid today. My glasses are steaming up. It's 91% humidity right now and it's hot. So I need to keep trying to cool down a bit because it's even hotter in there. So now I just have 5 more to do and then I need to do some outside ones. That's the way it is. It takes a lot of time. The kids over there, they've emptied the woodshed, my husband, and now they're starting to move some of our wood that we chopped. My glasses are steaming up again. Okay, need to get back to work. Woohoo, that's done. I apologize for the change in video quality. I had to take my camera inside because it's like a misty drizzle and my camera kept getting wet and getting steamed up. So next is I need to use this on tomatoes that are out here and use the sticks I just took out and just attach them to the sticks to support them. Check out our cucumbers. These are our pickling cucumbers. We had quite a cucumber beetle problem, so I was pinching the flowers off for a couple weeks. I think we have got, oh, bumblebee. I think we've got control of it. There's still some, but we're getting on it. So I'm letting them grow now. So what I'm doing here is tying it with enough space. So it's loose, but it's gonna hold it. And then it also has that stretch in it as well. I need to do some pruning on these though too, so maybe I'll do that first. The rain got too heavy. So, plan B, I will have to finish it another day and work on some things inside the house for right now. I'm gonna go ahead and make some French bread for dinner. You can either pause the video here if you want to see the recipe, or go over to thePrudentHomemaker.com. I've been making her French bread recipe for, gosh, probably close to 15 years now. It's minimal ingredients, it's very easy to make, and it tastes delicious. I'm going to double it so that I have 1 loaf for dinner as well as 3 loaves to put in the freezer for a future meal. Listen to this. I put a pan of water underneath to steam the bread. It's good. I usually try and undercook the bread just a little bit, more like these, because I freeze them and then I'm typically heating them up again in the oven if we're gonna make garlic bread or something, but we'll eat this one tonight because it is cooked the most, and I'm just gonna put them on their side on the cooling rack. Well, the rain never let up and it was all misty yesterday, but I am back out here because I wanted to give you an update on another project that is still ongoing, and that is this chicken run. We've had chickens just over a year, and they've always free-ranged. Our first rooster we got was the black one here, and we had some hens, and they would stay with him. They would stay kind of away from the woods, away from the road and neighbors for the most part. But then we had some eggs hatch, and we had 2 batches, and this rooster came from one of those, and some of these chickens over here. And they just don't have quite the sense the other ones do. They go all over the place. They have no boundaries. And they were going into the woods, they were going on the neighbor's property. And then we had a fox attack a few weeks ago, and so that was it. We decided they had to be fenced in. They needed a run. So materials are very expensive, so this is what my husband came up with. there is the wire here and here, and he like threaded them together. He spent time like sewing them almost together, but they kept jumping out, and so we've got the net over most of the top of it, all the way around to try and keep them from jumping out. And then the door still needs to be done. So that's another project. We also have this one here because roosters don't get along. We have one rooster usually staying here overnight while one's in the coop. The rooster will be going soon, but that's broken now too. It needs to be fixed. And the ones who are broody are usually in there too. The chickens think I have food. That's why they're all just standing here waiting for me. Right, you guys? Chickies. So this is another project that has taken a lot of time, and every time they try and troubleshoot, one gets out, and then they try and fix it, and then another one gets out another way. So it's been quite an ordeal, but last week we did have a fox over on the other side on the early morning, and it kept the chickens safe. So at least it's working, but this has been a project that's taken a lot of time and money and effort, especially on my husband's part. Here's another project my husband stayed out in the rain yesterday to complete, and that is to put some proper locks on here. Sorry, a bug's biting me. So we finally have a latch, and then there's one going down to the ground and one up to the top because the wood warped. And so the plan is just to use the left side as much as possible and to only open up the right side when we need to take wheelbarrows or something in. Look at all these flowers. Just love the flowers. So pretty. So we got this kind of latch for this door, but I think I wasn't really thinking it through all the way because it has to be on the outside. So then there's this to open it from the inside, which I don't know, we might change it back to the other one then, but at least this door can open and close easily now too, which I'm grateful for. Back at it. So I need to finish tying those tomatoes up. I realize I am very short of stakes still, the bamboo stakes, so I need to get more, but gonna tie up what I can because it's a beautiful morning. It's gonna be a hot one though. I've done as many as I can find some type of stick to hold them up with, so I do need to buy some more. I actually heard an interesting thing, which is if you take sunflower stalks, let them dry out, that they're strong enough to use as supports for things like tomatoes the next year. So I have a few sunflowers I'm going to try that with this year. So the last thing that was on my list that I didn't get done the other day was thinning carrots because they need to be thinned out. I have carrots all over the place, so I need to go through and thin them out, and then that will be it. I will be back to do weeding another day because that's the next thing that needs to be done. That took a long time. I am hot and sweaty. It's close to 30 degrees now. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I have to head on to the next job that was already planned for today. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I hope this finds you having a great day. Take care.